Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Friday, August 15th, 2025. Just a reminder that a week ago today, we settled clearly above the 178.67 2.5-year channel top by a full 1% margin, which is 180.45 this week. Anticipating now a 219.64 over the next 2 to 3 months roughly. I would like to see the QQQ and NASDAQ 100 close today, the week itself, above their respective 2.5-year channel tops by a full 1% margin. They've only been testing them and backing away ever so slightly. And so I think that will be sort of a confirmation, a broader market confirmation that, yes, NVIDIA has the green light for this buy signal. Until then, there is the very clear possibility that the QQQ and NASDAQ 100 can fall away from its 2.5-year channel top and drag, if you will, the NVIDIA back below its 178.67 formation. And if we do close today, Friday, back below 178.67, that is the rejection of a long-term buy signal, which is in essence a valid sign of possibly longer-term weakness. I will then begin talking 159.53 as a possible 2 to 3 month downside target. I say possible. Possible goes from expected if we were to then close below, and this is on a day-by-day basis, this horizontal 172.37 channel bottom. And I think that is our down pivot as we move into September. I do think, though, that you should, if you're long above 178.67 and we close today below 178.67, chances are, well, would then expect that 172.37 formation, this becomes a 3 to 5 day objective by the end of next week. So if you're just a 3 to 5 day swing trader, obviously right now you're likely playing the long side without any real gratification so far. I'll get to that in a moment in terms of what you might expect as a 3 to 5 day swing trader upside. But if we close below 178.67, if you're long, I would expect or suggest, let's say, that you reverse. At the very least, exit your long position, and you might consider reversing and playing the short side into next week, because I would then expect, once again, the 172.37 structure. On the way down, we have 176.35. 176.35 is in reach today, expected today, if we break or open below 178.67. But if we close below 178.67, and that would be a weekly settlement, of course, back below the significant 2.5-year channel top, I would expect by the end of next week 172.37, and I do think you can then begin to consider 149.53 as a possible 2 to 3 month objective, which becomes confirmed as a 1 to 2 month target following a settlement below 172.37. So 172.37 is your sell signal on weakness. It's an aggressive sell signal that can play out through September trade. We're a long way from that right now. I'm just sort of articulating the what-if scenario. Let's talk upside. We've been holding, this is the same exact formation on the daily chart that we find in the weekly at 178.67. It is 179.02, but it is really just kind of a narrow range. I see it beginning really at the 1% threshold of 180.45 in terms of bottom picking, not only into next week, but as I say, through the rest of the year, or at least into later Q4, 219.64 remaining a 2 to 3 month, 3 to 5 month objective.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the QQQ, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
On the way up, we have this kind of 1.5 point wave count, which is subtracting the April low from the January high, and then adding 50% to that. That's 186.39. These wave counts work pretty well near term. It's the longer term ones that I use as the objectives, and that is nothing more than a full swing. It's basically taking the difference between those two and adding it to the January high. It takes you up 100%. But on the way up, we have 1.5 at 186.39. And, after all the consolidation, I've bumped up 186.39 as a session containment level. Sellable for day traders, and if settled above, I think is our pull away factor to the upside. And so if we do close today, for instance, above 186.39, and I think it's kind of a long shot, but if we do have this channel top I've been showing now for the last couple of weeks at 191.98 that becomes our next 3 to 5 day target, which I've bumped to a weekly resistance area. This thing is pulling away at a decent pace that I'm now confident calling it an area that can contain weekly highs when it's tested. And I will call it a 2 to 3 week target now above the 178.67 area. So if you've gone from 3 to 5 days or you're 2 to 3 weeks, 3 to 5 day target remains at 186.39. 2 to 3 week target now expected at 191.98. So long as we continue holding 178.67. And certainly if we were to close above 191.98 over the next few weeks, we have continued price acceleration. And this is kind of what it looks like. Closing above 191.98 should yield 202.97, this steeply rising 4-month channel top, 5-month channel top within another 2 to 3 weeks, onward and upward to 219.64. And that is the kind of the way the upside works. I will mention that, just for the day trading, we do have, of course, and I don't think we label it anywhere, but we have this high here that from a few weeks ago at 183.30. And while we've been pushing through it quite a bit over the last week or so, we've yet to close above it. I think just closing above 183.30 does set up the 186.39 full wave count or 1.5 point wave count within just another day or so. There is the possibility that if we push through 183.30 today, or perhaps open above 183.30 today, we could see 186.39 today, where a daily high can be placed. Keep in mind, though, I'm not crazy about selling this 186.39 short to play the downside. We are in the midst of a long-term buy signal, and if we close above 186.39, that is the pull-away factor. That is yet another sign of the fact that this buy signal is working. 191.98, then likely within another 3 to 5 days. Also, I want to mention, if you go to wickedstocks.com, you can take advantage of our 5-day free trial and see the precise points that we have laid out for you in the Triple Q and the NASDAQ 100, the 2.5-year channel top that is presently being tested, but not having yet to settle above, as NVIDIA has. So there is that discrepancy. It will be resolved soon, possibly today, if, for instance, the Triple Q closes above its respective channel top by a full 1% margin, or NVIDIA falls away today and closes below 178.67. Then they're aligned, either upside or downside. And I'm going to leave it at that. I will be back, of course, with Monday's NVIDIA report, and you have a great day. Actually, have a great weekend.